Today we're discussing one of the most influential filmmakers of the 20th century, somebody who worked for 7 decades directing and releasing films up until the year that she passed away. Agnes Varda is known to some as the mother of the French New Wave. Her impact on filmmaking world is immeasurable as she mixed documentary works with fictional films. Boundaries were meant to be broken in cinema for her. Hi, my name is Harrison Swells. We're going a different direction today with Agnes Varda. Agnes Varda was born on May 30th, 1928 in Ixelles, Belgium. She grew up in the Set Commune of France and came of age while World War II was at its worst. Varda comes from a literary background as she attended the Sorbonne to receive a degree in philosophy and literature. I guess she needed to spend time in that field to realize what her true passion was, as she thought those classes were stupid, antiquated, and abstract. At the age of 26, she wrote and directed her first feature film, La Pointe Courte. This being her first venture to filmmaking, the film starred the careers of Philippe Noiret and Sylvia Montfort, playing Louis and Elle. In English, those names literally translate into he and she. The film story follows their Algerian marriage. It's a simple enough premise, but Varda's storytelling separates her from the rest of French filmmaking at the time. We are talking about films like Jean Cocteau's Beauty and the Beast and Jacques Tati's Jour de Fête. Films at the time were focused on heightened realism with precise production design and atmosphere, for either fantastical or comedic purposes. Here, Varda could not stand the soundstage and have a conservative production. In fact, she traveled back to her home city of Set to film. She used real locations instead of constructed stages to add realism to the film. We may take these methods of production for granted today, but in the mid-1950s, this was not typical. It should be known that Varda was not the first person to come up with that idea. While she's not said she was a cinephile before making her first film, it is difficult to not see hints of 1948's Italian neorealism film, Bicycle Thieves, in it. La Pointe Courte can serve as the point where one film movement begets a new movement. Plenty of film professors and overall narratives would state in 1960, Jean-Luc Godard started the French New Wave movement with Breathless. While his editing techniques were radical, the natural location and less emphasized casting were already tried and true by Agnes Varda. Now, I cannot definitively state that La Pointe Courte was the first film that started the French New Wave movement, but it is important to note that Breathless is not in a league of its own. The main goal of La Pointe Courte was to strip away the sheen of middle-class life. It never felt like Varda was trying to exploit a group of people, just trying to understand them and bring their story to a wider world. If you want to keep talking about Varda's desire to understand her film subjects, we can flash forward to 1970 in her short documentary, Black Panthers. Agnes Varda's husband, Jacques Demy, was working with Columbia Pictures at the time, and the couple took this opportunity to experience America wholeheartedly.
Who are you? Black Panthers. Why are you here? To free Huey. What are you going to use? Huey's teachings. What are they? The guns. Carmichael too said, "The brother who is ready to die is just an idiot. You have to take a gun to be a revolutionary." It is because they are an endangered minority that the Black Panthers have to affirm themselves so violently and declare war on their immediate enemy, the police. Their war cries frighten and exasperate the white racists who consider them black fascists, forgetting that they are much less dangerous than the police and much less fascist. As for the radicals, they support the Free Huey campaign, all the while fearing that it might break out into violence, and that the struggle for black power will be long and bloody.
The 20-minute documentary offers an outsider's vision of racial politics in America at a particularly fiery time. In November of 1969, a rally was being held in Oakland by a Black Panther political organization. At the time, the co-founder of the Black Panthers, Huey Newton, was being held in jail after an altercation with the Oakland Police Department. Agnes Varda takes 4 camera operators, 2 sound technicians to capture the event. She interviews activists like Kathleen Cleaver and Stokely Carmichael. Her narration is sparse, which allows for the subjects to be focused on and have them say what they want to say. This is a prime example of her selflessness in filmmaking. She'll continue and build on her political active filmmaking with One Sings, the Other Doesn't, written in 1977. The film stars Valerie Maurice as Pauline, an aspiring musician. She's a strong feminist who crosses paths with the introverted Susanna, played by Theresa Leotard. Suzanne is facing an unwanted pregnancy. The film deals with abortion rights, how friends grow apart, and more importantly, how they come together. We have a clip here from One Sings, the Other Doesn't, and that puts Pauline's musicianship on display.
Ce n'est pas plus papa que le pape ou le roi, le juge ou le docteur ou le législateur qui me feront la loi. Biologie n'est pas destin et la loi de papa ne vaut plus rien. Mon corps est à moi et c'est moi qui sais si je veux ou pas mettre bas. Faire ce bas monde des enfants ou pas, être plate ou ronde, j'ai le choix. Mon corps est à moi, mon corps est à moi.
This scene is actually based on a real demonstration from 1972. On November 23rd, a woman was fined by the city's court for arranging an abortion for a 16-year-old girl. At the time, the law only allowed for abortions if the mother's life was endangered because of the pregnancy. The case was settled, but the outrage still remained. It wouldn't be until 1975 when the procedure became fully legal. The film is still relevant today in America as reproductive rights are still a big political topic. Out of the almost 20 feature films Agnes Varda made, not a single one received an Academy Award. Her 2017 documentary, Faces, Places, came close to winning Best Documentary Feature, but lost Netflix's Icarus. However, she did receive an honorary Oscar that same year. The Academy's tribute said, "Her compassion and curiosity inform a uniquely personal cinema." Everyone loves the compassionate filmmaking of Agnes Varda. Martin Scorsese has said that she is the god of cinema, yet the records of film history lack the proper recognition. I hope that this encouraged you to check out Agnes Varda's filmmaking and go in a different direction with her.